What's up guys, Brunswick's back, and these are the top heavy oil balls available today from the brands of Brunswick. Before we get into this list, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Now let's get into this list in no particular order. Right off the top, Brunswick Mesmerize. Now the Mesmerize has that tri-elliptic asymmetrical core, medium RG, high differential, and then pretty high intermediate. It's all wrapped with that HK22 Cohesion Evo Solid. Not only does it have one of the best base resins, but the best additive package with the cohesion finished at 500, 1500 with enough surface to tackle any kind of heavy oil condition you're going to face. As if all that hook potential wasn't enough, this ball features Dynamic Core 2, which is a hard-hitting outer core material that was only found in the Quantums prior to these. This makes it a very versatile bowling ball from playing out, in, for multiple players, and that's why it's on my list for top heavy oil bowling balls available now. Next up on my list, the Track Criterion. I raved about this ball in 2024. It is still available today. One of Track's finest heavy oil bowling balls. Let's dig into the numbers. We'll start with the cover stock. The HK22 Cohesion QR12 Solid. One of Track's strongest additive packages paired with the cohesion additive. Finished at 500, 2000, not the dullest one on this bunch, but what I noticed from this ball compared to other heavy oil balls in this list is the continuation and back end motion that you get from this ball compared to others. I felt that this core, with the numbers that it has, medium RG 2.50, differential 050s, intermediate 018, gave it the perfect combo of aggressiveness and back-end motion. While I can play all parts of the lane, I was most surprised that this ball had the most flip out of the bunch. The Criterion made my list for one of the top balls of 2024, and that's why it is on this list for top heavy oil balls available now. And staying with the Track brand, a new release, the Track Paragon Shadow. Now it's been almost 2 years since a Paragon has been in the line, and this one gets updated with HK22 Cohesion QR12 Hybrid. Finished at 500, 1500. This is a different option compared to the Criterion, where you can have a little bit more heavy roll. This ball will probably be better suited for playing straighter angles when the lanes are oily. Now while I did see good back end reaction as I opened up my angles, I still preferred to play this ball a little bit straighter and closer to the friction. With a much lower RG, a little higher differential, and medium intermediate, you're going to see this ball be versatile for all types of bowlers and respond well to different drilling options as well. The Paragon Shadow is a new entry to the marketplace, but what I saw in my initial review was enough to put this on the list for top heavy oil balls available now. And kind of sticking with that same theme of ball motion for heavy oil, the Columbia 300 Rally. Now the Rally is an ultra smooth entry to the line, very strong core, strong cover. We'll get into the details of that, but this is going to be a ball that's better to attack the fresh patterns playing from straighter angles. This ball was designed for heavy roll, mid-lane read, and smooth traction throughout the lane. Inside it's got that shifter asymmetric core, low RG 2.47, differential 050, intermediate 015. All wrapped with that HK22 Cohesion Formula 1 Hybrid. That cover is finished at 500, 2000, so it's not ultra dull out of the box. But this will take very well to surface adjustments, lending it to even more heavy oil conditions, and that's why the Columbia 300 Rally is on my list. And moving on to the next ball, the Radical Zigzag Solid. Now the Zigzag Solid is a true heavy oil monster, but you wouldn't think that looking at the numbers out of the box. With a differential of only 0.45 and intermediate of only 0.15, it doesn't lend to the bigger picture. What happens to this ball after drilling is what makes it so special. With certain drillings, you can increase the differential quite a lot, almost to 0.60, maybe a little above, and you can double the intermediate all the way to 0.30 with the right drilling. Incredible. Now that cover stock, HK22 Solid, finished at 500, 1500. This ball is a true heavy oil performer where it digs in the mids and it wants to read the lane before it exits the pattern. So that's why the Radical Zigzag Solid makes the list for one of the top heavy oil balls you can get today. Let's move on to DV8. Let's talk about the DV8 Heckler. Now the Heckler has an incredibly designed core that was meant for two-handers but works all the same for one-handers. That cover stock, that HK22 Cohesion Havoc Solid, all wrapped around that crazy unholy core. With the 500-2000 grit finish, you're going to see this ball be versatile and can also take a lot more surface. Now in terms of core size, the unholy core is massive. That makes this ball roll very heavy throughout the lane and give you versatile options when it comes to layouts. Being that it has a very strong cover with the HK22 Cohesion Havoc Solid, this is going to make for easy control on heavy oil patterns. This ball traction well from out and as well from moving in, seeing some back end motion and continuation from all parts of the lane. Now this ball makes the list because it's versatile not only for one-handers but also two-handers. The engineering design behind the core and the numbers you get after drilling, you got to check out the resources on that if you don't use your thumb, and that's what makes this ball an interesting pick on the top heavy oil bowling balls available now. And last but certainly not least, let's talk about a few hammer bowling balls. We'll start with the Black Widow 3.0. Now the Black Widow 3.0 was one of the best balls of 2024 and probably one of the most sold performance bowling balls of 2024 for a good reason. With more cover strength, the Black Widow 3.0 and that 500, 1000, 2000 HK22 aggression solid cover created a lot more friction in heavier oil without giving up that traditional Black Widow sweeping ball motion. A lot of players love this ball, and also we got a lot of honor scores with this one telling me that this ball is versatile for many style players on many patterns, many houses. It's one of the best balls in Hammer's line. This ball has been on the market for about 18 months and is still selling strong, and that's why it is still on the list for top heavy oil bowling balls available now. And the last ball on the list comes with one caveat because it does need an adjustment, but the Hammer Special Effect. Now the Hammer Special Effect comes out of the box with a compound finish. So there's one thing you need to do for this ball to be a true heavy oil machine, and that is bring down the surface. I would recommend starting all over with 500 grit, finishing it with 2000 grit, and going from there. You can always make it duller, but always repeat the steps, going from 500 and then going to your desired finish grit. Now once you've dialed in that HK22 Cohesion Solid cover, you're going to have a ball that performs very well on heavy oil patterns. While it's nice to have a shiny ball that performs on medium conditions, just adding a little bit of surface to the special effect makes this a heavy oil monster. Now, why didn't they make this ball dull to begin with? It's a high performance ball, but what we're missing is that there is certain balls that are going to fit in the line in certain places, and they wanted a ball to fit with a little bit more back end reaction. So compound was the chosen finish. But surface finish is not everything out of the box. You can always change it and adjust it to your liking and match it up to your game. So if you really like the Hammer effect and you want something that's stronger, that's maybe better when they're heavier oil or when you're bowling on patterns that are flatter and less volume on the outside, you need something that tractions a little bit more in the mid lane, and you can get that from a special effect with some surface on it. So that's my list for the top heavy oil bowling balls available now. Did I miss something from the brands of Brunswick that should be on this list? You tell me. Sometimes I get them wrong, but these are my personal picks, what I think are the best heavy oil balls available now. If you found this video helpful, let me know in the comments, and always, please subscribe. Talk to you guys on another video.